In Formula One, hope can be dangerous. And if you're a Ferrari fan, it can be painful. For more than a decade, the pattern has been brutally predictable. The car looks quick in testing, the numbers look competitive, the drivers sound confident, the tifosi start to believe, and then it falls apart. Development stalls, upgrades misfire, rivals pull ahead, and another championship slips through Ferrari's fingers. But what Ferrari has just revealed about the SF26 before preseason testing in Bahrain feels different. Not optimistic, different. And if this upgrade performs the way early signs suggest, 2026 could finally break the cycle. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe to F1 Grid and turn on notifications, because if Ferrari have truly fixed their biggest weakness, you'll want every update as this season unfolds. Ferrari haven't won a Constructors' Championship since 2008, and that wait has defined everything that followed. In 2017 and 2018, Sebastian Vettel had a car capable of fighting for the title against Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team. But mid-season upgrades destabilized the platform, and correlation issues cost them momentum. In 2022, Charles Leclerc won 2 of the first 3 races, and Ferrari looked dominant early. Yet development stalled, while Max Verstappen and Red Bull Racing evolved relentlessly. Ferrari didn't just lose pace in those seasons, they lost direction. Strong starters, weak finishers. In Formula One, development is everything, and that became Ferrari's defining flaw. During preseason running at the Bahrain International Circuit, Ferrari introduced a serious aero package on the second day of testing. This wasn't cosmetic, it was structural. A revised floor architecture, a reprofiled front wing, and a redesigned diffuser concept. The floor is the heart of ground effect performance. It controls airflow acceleration under the car, defines stability across varying ride heights, and determines how predictable rear grip feels on throttle. For years, Ferrari's biggest issue was a narrow operating window. The car produced peak downforce, but only under perfect conditions. When wind shifted or tire wear increased, the rear became nervous and drivers lost confidence. This new floor appears to broaden that window significantly, and that is massive because championships are not won with peak performance, they're won with usable performance. Trackside analysis suggested immediate gains. The rear looked more stable under acceleration. The aero balance through medium-speed corners appeared smoother. High-speed oscillation was reduced. Most importantly, tire degradation on long runs improved. That final detail is crucial. In race simulations, which revealed true pace over fuel burn and tire cycles, Ferrari looked consistently competitive. Hamilton's long-run numbers were among the strongest in the field. Not a flashy single lap, not a glory run, sustained, controlled race pace. That signals a car that is gentle on tires, predictable over distance, and stable as fuel loads drop. Those are championship characteristics. Reliability added another layer of confidence. Ferrari completed one of the highest lap counts of the entire test, despite running a new power unit and fresh aero philosophy. In previous seasons, early reliability issues often masked performance potential. This time, there were no major disruptions, just clean mileage and structured data gathering. Mileage equals data. Data equals development. Development wins championships. The foundation appears solid. A huge part of this shift traces back to Frédéric Vasseur. Since taking control, he has quietly stabilized Ferrari's internal structure. No dramatic media promises, no emotional overreactions, just clarity and discipline. Technical departments have been streamlined, communication between simulation and aero refined, and decision-making centralized. Ferrari's historic weakness wasn't just technical, it was organizational. Now there is cohesion, and it shows in how upgrades are introduced and validated. Then there's the driver factor. Lewis Hamilton brings championship DNA and development precision shaped by years in a dominant system.
His feedback has historically elevated entire technical groups. Alongside him, Leclerc remains one of the fastest qualifiers on the grid, deeply integrated into Ferrari's engineering culture and hungry to finally convert potential into titles. Experience combined with raw speed is powerful, but only if the car responds. Early indications suggest the SF26 is responsive and adaptable, something Ferrari cars have struggled with in the past. The 2026 regulation cycle makes this even more significant. When rules reset, the base platform becomes everything. If the concept is right, development compounds performance. If it is flawed, upgrades become patchwork solutions. Ferrari introducing a working performance package before the season even begins suggests strong simulation correlation. That alone signals maturity in their technical process. Rivals will notice that. Inside the paddock, the tone has shifted. Analysts studying long-run data placed Ferrari at or near the top of the performance order after Bahrain, not because of headline lap times, but because of consistency. Short runs can deceive, fuel loads can disguise pace, race simulations expose reality, and Ferrari's data looked authentic. Red Bull remains formidable, Mercedes are rebuilding aggressively, but Ferrari are no longer reacting, they appear proactive. Perhaps the biggest difference is psychological. Inside Maranello, reports suggest a calmer, more methodical atmosphere. Engineers aligned, mechanics sharp, drivers unified in feedback. In modern Formula One, operational precision is as important as outright speed. Ferrari finally looked composed rather than reactive. Of course, testing is controlled. The real examination begins when the lights go out in the opening races. Can Ferrari bring a second upgrade that works? Can they respond when rivals inevitably introduce aggressive updates? Can they maintain correlation across drastically different circuits? Historically, that's where the collapse began. If Ferrari sustains development momentum beyond the early rounds, the narrative truly changes. The SF26 is not just quick, it appears predictable, stable, and reliable. For the first time in years, Ferrari introduced an upgrade that improved the car immediately, rather than destabilizing it. That breaks the pattern that has haunted them since 2008. A refined aero platform, a stable leadership structure, Hamilton's championship experience, Leclerc's qualifying precision, a unified technical group. The ingredients are finally aligned. Now comes execution. Ferrari fans have heard "this is our year" before, but this time the data supports the belief. The question is whether they can sustain it when the development war intensifies. Is this finally the season Ferrari converts promise into dominance, or will history repeat itself again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want detailed breakdowns of every Ferrari development step this season, subscribe to F1 Grid. Because if the SF26 continues on this trajectory, 2026 might be remembered as the year the red cars truly returned.